Using recommended settings. Hey guys, TheSmileBC here with another finally live stream. It has been a while, and I even gave it a quirky name this time. The TOScast or TOScast 8. We have plenty of topics to discuss, but first let me introduce my guest. From the top of the bed, Aglarion of the Moradine. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great to have you here. I haven't really talked to any of the Moradine before, so that's surely going to be interesting, especially when we touch on the bit of tension that's going around between Farad and the Rune. That's going to be interesting. Next up in my list, we have Libertymom, who is the princess of the High Elves, but she hates that title, so be careful.
Thank you for that.
So we're just
Hello.
going to call her Queen of the High Elves.
Oh, that's fine. I like that.
Next up, Liodir, a hermit, but actually the Lord Representative of the Man in Dorwinion, which I did not know you had that title. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing fine, and did you call me a hermit?
Well, you were a hermit for a little bit. I mean, cut me some
No.
slack.
Fair enough.
You're a hermit in my eyes. And finally, but definitely not last, well, actually, kind of last, but not least,
Yeah.
Thrain, heir to the Iron Hills, which is also a title I did not know existed.
Which is, sorry, what?
Heir to the Iron Hills, I did not know you had that title.
Yes, it was a fairly recent development. I've been with the Iron Hills for probably a month and a half now, and I got the title not long after, as I'd been doing a lot of building work and designing for Lillian.
Yeah, nice. You really climbed up after your days in Rohan.
I cleaned out a library. Well, no, that was after Khazad-dûm.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I was
It-
Khazad-dûm for 6 months.
It does seem to be a reoccurring theme that former Rohirrim go to the dwarves. Back in the day, Speedy went to the Iron Hills, and
Nice.
I've been part of the dwarves for a short while, even though I now build glittering caves. Ice Throne left for Erebor.
Yeah,
You now
Erebor.
went to the Iron Hills.
Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't been a Rohirrim for a while, but yes.
I remember your village. Village was fun.
Oh, it's still there.
It is?
Your grave is still there, too.
Okay, so we have a bunch of topics to talk about. First of all, I did want to get this straight out of the way. The reason I don't have a webcam is because my laptop started rejecting my webcam and I can't get it to work. So bear with me on that. Second of all, my microphone may sound different. I have a new headset that actually came in today, and I'm giving it a bit of a test run. So I'll be curious to see how this is all going to sound. So far from Discord, I've heard only positive things. Noah, would you be so kind as to launch the first mock siege?
Sure, which would you prefer for today?
Oh, let's give Liberty the first pick.
Oh, that's easy. Dwarf mess.
Okay, Dwarfmas Wonderland it is.
Yes.
Okay, how long?
Let's do them 20 minutes each. Seems reasonable to me.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna join.
Dwarfmas Wonderland lasting 20 minutes.
So I am gonna join Angmar this time.
I am joining Lossot.
Oh, nice. And then I get to kill you a lot. So,
You.
the thing is, I can't turn off public chats because of the fact that I have to type in siege play join. So I hope they don't meme too much with me. I have Twitch stream in the other corner. So apparently I was wrong, as Speedy went to the Red Mountains before Iron Hills. That's already...
I don't remember that happening, but okay. Sure.
He probably switched back quite rapidly.
Really fast, yeah.
I'm not sure how it's gonna go with my FPS and my bandwidth and everything, because my connection is not too great, and neither are my connections with or frames per second. So I'm sorry if everything is laggy, but you'll just have to bear with me. And it is a podcast after all. The video is just for entertainment, whilst you might be doing nothing. You could do other stuff and watch this on the background. So, let's just start off with mock sieges. These have been rather new, not well, they haven't been recent anymore, but they're still kind of new to the server. How do you guys feel about them?
Oh, they're
I
one of
personally love them. It's actually I'm not really a fighter, so this makes me well, it helps a lot,
Methvin's best
and it
additions
takes
to
away
the
a lot of
server.
frustration also amongst players.
Yeah, I believe you have a personal target on my back right now because of that title in the beginning.
Yes.
And I am lagging really badly, but that will hopefully be fine. I did.
To be honest, it's extremely hard to concentrate on both the siege and this podcast.
Yes, that is very true, and
Which is why I'm only grabbing like some glowing dwarven brick for the museum.
I personally always have the issue of recording and at the same time trying to play the game. That never really works, and I fall silent. So now, especially with live audience, it's tough to kind of fill in the gaps. Oh dear. Oh, Angmar poleaxe. That's much more to my liking.
Fucking bow spammers.
Oh, a bow.
So Dwarven's Wonderland is one of the great fun maps that Fear Rippers, one of our admins, have built. He actually made one of the best maps in my opinion, and that's actually something I
yeah.
want to touch upon. What are your favorites Mock Siege maps or arenas? Because there are so many by now. You could easily say the admins have been addicted.
I might actually go for Osgiliath from that one. It's not badly used a lot, but it's actually very good.
Yeah, Osgiliath is a great looking map, but one
I
thing...
think that's what our servers, Osgiliath, should resemble, honestly. But yeah, that's a fun.
Yeah, I haven't actually played that one at all. I did start it once, but the Ranger kit had speed boots or something, and that really threw me off. I don't know if they ever fixed that or if that's still the thing.
The best part of that is the what's it called? The sewers.
Oh, the
I love
sewers are
how they
great.
put
They're
those
so
in.
lethal. I helped design them a bit. Well,
my
lights
gosh,
them a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And yeah, no, those really take you down if you're not careful. Especially if you're in a chase, you're easy to make him mess up.
Oh, I just
Oh,
saw
God.
the star of the Arendelle.
Oh wow.
The Star of
think-
Erendil, is that in the sky right now? I've
Yeah, it's to the west. I saw it in an unloading chunk.
I have shaders installed, so I don't have the Middle Earth sky, unfortunately.
Oh. Oh, well, that might be why your FPS is slipping right now.
No, they're not active. They're just installed,
Oh.
and that still fixes the skybox for some reason. But I'm not. I don't have to be good. People know I'm a great PvPer.
Valley says I killed you twice now.
Oh god, my KD is negative. That doesn't happen a lot.
Oh, mine too.
Okay.
As I said, it's pretty hard to concentrate on both.
I'm really in a conflict on what my favorite siege map is. I'm tempted to say the Forgotten Vale because it feels so balanced, but
Well, that's an awesome map.
yeah,
I have to think, is that the one with Angmar?
it is the one that is based off of a Skyrim map, or
Oh,
from
I
the
don't know.
DLC, and it has that long bridge over the gate with or a ravine with lots of salt in it and everything. And beautiful elfin structure. Also, winter. Fear seems to have a theme for winter.
Yes. it does.
Winter is coming.
Die,
Oh,
Liodir.
God. Not an invasion.
Yeah, that map is actually also one of my favorites. The
It just
one with the bridge.
it has 3 choke points which keep switching: the front door, the door between the bridge and the bridge and the courtyards, I should say, and finally the bridge itself is also a choke point where a lot of action happens. Other than
Flag
that,
is making.
another one of my favorites, and that's just because it's my personal build, is Helm's Deep.
Hmm.
And the Great War, but the Great War is only really playable if you have solid 20 TPS. If you don't have 20 TPS, that map, the size makes it that you don't fight that often, and the riders can't really be used. So that's a shame.
Honestly, I like the build map that group made, or whoever made it. With
The sandbox? Yeah, that's great.
where you can build your own map, basically. It gets boring
yeah.
after a few times, but...
I haven't done that one yet. I was kind of curious to try, but I don't know if it's
Nor
cleaned
have I.
up.
Do you want me to start that after that siege that you're doing now?
I don't know if it's actually still griefed or not. If people have been building there. You might want to check that out real quick before we do that.
Okay. Well, right now I'm organizing gems.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys, that the lag is unbearable. I can't help this.
Yes.
I'm trying to stream and play a game at once. You know how laggy that gets?
Also, get this. When I went to Canada yesterday, yesterday.
Everybody's teleporting on my screen.
There was a place called the Amber Room, and I immediately thought of
I think I'm supposed to be that.
the one
Yeah.
over here.
How am I not dead yet? I was between 4 of you guys without getting damaged. Okay, there we go. What was that about the Amber Room?
Yeah, I went to Canada yesterday, and I happened upon a store called the Amber Room, which sold expensive gems, and I immediately thought of how I kept shilling everyone for amber when we were building that room in the library.
Oh, yeah. I haven't really done much with gems yet. And there's something I want to touch on later in the stream, after we're done with mock sieges, about gems and things of other beta 33 importance that haven't been brought to my attention that much yet. But
right now I'm building with gem blocks, not gem spot.
I do wonder, and I want to know your guys' opinion on that, because people love different sieges for different reasons, but what in your eyes makes a good siege or a fun siege? Because that can be very different from terrain to weapon kits and everything.
Or a detailed map.
Honestly, as long as both teams are like balanced, I'm happy.
Unlike the Moradine and Taradyne siege this morning actually, where the Moradine had 200 kills advantage. That was
well, they did.
Oh wow.
Ow.
that was a bit of an ego breaker for me when I joined the Taradyne. Don't kill me.
Do I actually not have any amber?
Not anymore, you don't. Ah, Kevin.
No, I don't know where I put it, though. I know I have it, like 3 extra blocks. And at Liberty, I still haven't used all those blocks you gave me. The silver I used for the ceiling.
Yeah.
Personally, a fun map for me is one that has a lot of kits, so you have an entirely different fighting style army coming at you. Especially in Helm's Deep, you sometimes have those massive groups that just charge at you, and you have to run and find your buddies.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think that makes the siege. It's one that's really like balanced. You actually see that at the death ratio.
Yeah, wow, this death ratio is exactly equal.
Oh wow.
But to be honest, I prefer it a lot when like you actually have an attacking and a defending side, not just 2 attacking ones.
Yeah, like it's more like the Helm's Deep then, I think. It's also like you have to protect and...
I'm getting very confused by the stream. I had my sound on again.
Yeah, I told you to turn that sound on. I'm just trying to punch as many guys as I can and hope my teammates can finish them off before I die. Because all I really see is frames skipping.
It seems to be getting...
I am looking at the chat, little Heracles, but I'm also trying to have a conversation and fight in a battle. So it's very difficult for me to really respond to the chat. I am trying my best. That's a nice anime emoji. Says... Wait, I can pronounce this. Satumizaki. Satumizaki. Okay.
Alright, thank you.
The emoji movie?
Bless you. That brings me to another part about defending and attacking in sieges. Modes. Right now we basically have a team deathmatch mode, and I don't know if there ever will be different modes. I imagine those will be very hard to set up, things like domination or capture the flag. But which ones would you love to see or do if you could determine what the next feature of the mock sieges was going to be? Let's start with Liodir. You've been half silent, so let's get you into this.
Well, that's mostly because I have played a total of 2 sieges up to now, but other modes, I mean, I honestly don't know.
Never played
I'd
Call of
play
Duty?
any mode. No, barely.
There is a King of the Hill mode now, isn't there?
Oh yeah, Goran Skinslaying. We should definitely do that that one at
And
one point.
Aiden did an actual one titled King of the Hill.
Oh, I
yeah,
haven't.
Goran Skinslaying is very good.
Goran Skinslaying changes every time I play it, which I really enjoy because he keeps updating it, and he's really alert on what the balance is of that map and what needs to be adjusted.
He did that one this morning. I really liked it.
Yeah, it is a fun twist. Multiple teams is also a fun thing. We don't see that much. We have Death Circle, but let's be honest, that's not a great siege, or at least not a serious siege. It's more like a comical relief.
I don't even know it, I think.
Death Circle is basically two layers of wooden platforms underneath a giant lava lake, and there are a bunch of holes in those platforms, so you very easily get knocked off and fall into the lava. One big parkour map whilst fighting 4 teams at once. Which is quite chaotic, but I enjoy it. It's the first one I really made myself.
Chaotic
I think
too,
I've never seen it, actually. Can't say that I paid attention to a lot of sieges.
No, but I do think there should be a break every now and then in sieges before they become too common. I like them to be fun occasions and events, not constant things. This is not a siege server, that should be stressed. This is a survival building server with faction PvP.
You can't have a siege server with this lag, so yeah, it's automatically not a siege server.
Well, to be fair, if it was a full dedicated siege server, none of that lag would exist because everybody would be in the same chunks.
That's true.
Now, Aglarion, what game mode would you like to see, if you could choose?
Oof, hard questions. Yeah, maybe like a more team-based instead of like 2 teams, more teams. I don't really know. Never really thought about it. But instead of 2 teams, have maybe 4 or even 6.
Right, but yeah. Now, the question I'm gonna ask you is which teams, because if they're both evil, they can still attack each other, but why would they attack each other? Like, Mordor and Rune wouldn't attack each other just like that.
Well, as seen as server evidence, the south and the east have no problem with attacking each other. But no, really. We could just have like a color teams, like the build yourself. But that's a bit more boring.
That's a fair
Just
approach.
like have a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow team, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, leather dyed armor, that could work. Yeah, no, that's a very
Yes.
good point. I'm not gonna
but for the rest,
summon
I don't
Bat. Bat is not available. And, okay, more teams, I do think that's very possible, though the setting needs to be right, because if you have colored teams, you have to make sure that it isn't like a Dwarves versus Gundabad feeling siege, because that would feel odd.
You might have a player problem too, because like you need enough players to have multiple teams, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Also true, and we only have 32 slots now, and not even
Yeah,
everyone joins in.
Well, if you have a red team with 6 players and a green one with 2, it's not going to be fair, if you know what I mean.
There is a max team difference setting in sieges, so you could set it to
very
1,
good.
so the max difference can be 1, and then 4 is
Oh,
team
right.
spread.
That should fix that, I guess.
Oh
I
no,
have
Kevin,
coffee.
stay away.
Yeah, the Yangmar guys are going through the caves or something.
Yeah, they were running behind me.
Liberty,
What's the
you've
weather
been
like?
you've been playing a lot of sieges. I know that for a
Yes.
fact. What would you like to see added or new?
I would maybe want to see something more simple. Like, I was trying to make my own siege map, and I basically wanted to make it more fast and just a dagger, maybe. And on the top, when there will be places you can go on top, and then basically have a knockback. So you hit each other off.
Oh yeah, so a more forgiving King of the Hill form.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to make low damage sieges, such as bar fight is one, but I've made that for comic relief, but also glass hell, which is also just for comic relief. But a serious one that actually puts all its effort in a fast-paced siege, that could definitely be a good contribution. Thrain, you have any things you'd love to see in sieges?
Well, probably the Pelennor Fields.
Valinor Fields would be a good one. And that's possible, just like the Great War, to have mounts for the Rohirrim. But
Right.
I think we need Mumakil for that before we can honestly say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Miracle. Ah, can't wait for Miracle if the other cat has it.
I
I don't see
can't.
the mechanics working, but like.
I don't want to wait for them because they'll just be so game breaking.
True, true. Well, if you see on the wiki, like the Haradrim strategies with like Miracle and cavalry use, they're just too OP anyway.
Oh, hey,
I'm
the
pretty
song
sure
that's playing
that-
right now
yeah.
is called Thrain.
Ah, damn it. I died. Who's in the chat? Was.
I'm so distracted right now. I started to hit my own teammates. Like I didn't realize they were on my own team.
I've been very distracted myself. And it is really hard to keep things up right now. Especially.
Yeah, might have not been. Hey, what the hell? We closed the gate.
It's not a good idea to have a live stream whilst also playing a game, but it's also a very good idea because it's fun.
Yeah, for the people who watch.
No, for the people who watch, this is just painful.
Yeah, probably.
But
Seeing the
one
lag.
thing I personally would love to see is domination, where you'd actually have to capture some points, like stand on an area for a certain amount of time without enemies being on there,
Yeah.
and just get points that way, like points A, B, C. And that way, like, Helm's Deep could have the wall, the gate, and, I don't know, the Hornburg maybe, or Deeping Wall or Glittering Caves. And that way,
Right.
there would be a lot more flow to sieges, and people would actually be going everywhere instead of just where the people are.
Honestly, Smile, I can't even damage other players anymore, so about the lag.
Are you sure you're hitting the wrong...
Yes, I am very sure. It's getting a bit better, but this is horrible. I'm just running circles with John, or whatever his name is.
Holy dwarves. And they're all wearing trimmed armor.
Okay, well, I haven't been... Well, yeah, people have been teleporting around, but it hasn't been unbearably bad.
Has it been unbarable?
Umbar.
Let's
Wait,
not
what?
start about Umbar.
Oh, you have the perfect person for Umbar here too.
Yeah,
Making
well,
it terrible
we
too.
might hit on it because it's a bit. Well,
You
it
can't
is
start
important.
on the south if you don't want to start in Umbar, honestly. So.
Now I have two more things. Well, one leads into another about mock sieges. One thing I had an idea for a couple of weeks ago before I went on vacation, and I still kind of want to organize, but I need to find the right way to do it, is a mock siege tournament where players could form a team and then face off against other teams on certain mock siege maps, and then finally get a team out. What are your thoughts on that, and who would you definitely want to your team? Let's just start with Libertymom, because she's been doing the most of the sieging.
Oof. I'm actually not sure. I know who I want on my team.
I
That's
would
for sure.
either suspect Wolfgang or
Yes,
Fez.
definitely. Wolf and
Wolfgang.
Pass. Yeah, he's really good with the bow.
I would take
Wolfgang
Wolfgang
is-
because he's just a
yeah.
legend at PvP, and that may
Yeah.
boost his ego a lot, but let's be honest, his way of flowing and falling back and killing off people is just insane.
I've seen Wolfgang take out 4 people at the same time in his own, so I'd definitely pick him.
Okay, and
I'm
which
pretty sure I wouldn't pick you, Smile, as your like ranged skills right now.
my range skills are terrible. I know that, but I'm
I do
actually
know
quite
someone
good
who
with a
has
pike. Give me a
impressive
pike and
range
I'll do
skills.
pretty good.
I know someone with impressive range skills. Fez.
Yeah, the bow spammer himself knows how to make a party.
I'll say that.
Let's think. There should be another one that I really want on my team, but I forgot his name at the moment.
Sad.
Samways has been targeting me this morning, so my attention is set on him. I would like him in my team.
Is he a dwarf or something, right?
He demanded a role.
I believe he's the Iron
the
Hills
Iron-
Rebel.
Yeah.
Oh, another dwarf rebel.
Yeah. One of the
Ironically, the Blue
diseases
Mountain
swap
Rebels have
trans-
spread over to the Iron Hills. They're
That's
hence
contagious.
all of the memes about Lillian pushing away Squatch because she's getting infected with his rebels.
I've seen that meme. That was a really good meme.
Please check
Oh,
the chat
hey,
right now.
rebels
game.
are spreading on me.
Steve is convincing people that like the coming update is going to be a forward wave update.
Oh, definitely. Oh, were we not
Yes.
supposed to announce that? Whoops.
They're adding a random in forward wave.
Of course, and Jess Elves. Especially Jess Elves.
He's-
Liberty,
Yeah,
die!
I do.
No, not yet.
I can't find any of these.
There are
mines.
too many
I
enemies!
know there are a
Oh,
bunch
wow.
of them.
I got you.
Where are all the enemies? I only see one guy right now.
Near the gate, in the little pit front of the Angmar gate.
I'm still.
Oh yeah, now I see.
It's really
Oh,
hard
that's
for me to really log on a target.
Yeah,
No, Mew,
just
we are
killing
not gonna
everyone.
let bad players play on the freaking mock sieges.
Aww.
But that,
I
well,
do nominate like
Ooh.
Mew for unbanning just to be banned a week after he gets unbanned.
I really know who I want on my team during mock sieges. I want Azenvano.
Oh god.
You'd have to revive him first.
I think I could convince him to come online to fight in mock
Is he
sieges.
even alive enough to be revived?
Wait, what was his name
Hello.
again? Like the name you know about? Charmandarian right now? The Lazy Cow. Yeah, Ithilian Prince before Tarix. You probably remember him, the Lazy Cow.
Yeah, Lazy Cow, I remember him. Was he that
I'm
good of a
pretty sure-
PvPer?
I'm pretty sure it was equal to 80.
He was.
Okay,
I
but
think he did on the
And
Gondor
he is
build.
actually like active, but not on TOS.
lots of players of TOS are still active on other servers.
Yeah,
You know,
lag
Liodir,
being the primary reason.
being an archer going into the front line is not the best tactic.
Oh hell no.
I don't
I'm
even
going
give a
three
damn.
diamonds.
Mostly because I keep getting to change my damn kit.
Now, you can lock your kit by typing siege play kit and select it. Using tab usually works to fill commands in. But
Are you just going to take me with 4 people now, Boyd? Thanks.
yes, of course. How else am I gonna win? I'm glitching all over the place. But
Wait, Steve, the buffalo was slain by Jungle Scorpion. Wasn't he in the siege?
no, he was not.
Oh, alright.
At least I haven't seen him. Ooh, hefty sharpening my poleaxe. Nice. This siege still needs to be... The kits need to be remade, so the modifiers are random. And, well, do you guys like the random modifiers of weapons, or do you prefer set modifiers for more balanced but less RNG gameplay?
I can say I hated him because I wasted 20 myth on one sword. So, yeah.
Well, I mean in the sieges, not...
No,
not...
it's actually.
Oh, and the sieges.
It's
Yeah.
fun because you never know what you're gonna get. It can be a good thing, like knockback.
I have knocked back right now.
I didn't actually notice
Yes.
they're random. Now you say so.
Armor modifiers are also random, and that can be really helpful. You can have a very strong set of armor if you're lucky.
Yeah. But then again, you can also get poor. Oh, I'm hitting with.
Or you can get wet leggings that don't even protect at all.
Yes.
Oh, Boyd, while I'm here anyway, can you like make the Black Numenorian title for like 1000 alignment or something? Because everyone is now Black Numenorian.
I could send that message since we're gonna do more Herad work. I don't think that's out of the question. Sure.
Yeah, well, it could be great seeing like Mavens is doubting if you will add them because they're so rare, but half the player population is a Black Numenor in the past.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
do have a point.
Come here, Aglarion. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't know what I was doing.
The nice thing about this Mock Siege, and I want to address that, is that how the ice can either destroy your sprint or actually boost it into great speed. That makes this level very unique. It just throws you around with the ice.
This John guy keeps luring me on the ice, so I know what you're talking about. I can't
Vassia,
actually
die
because of-
already! Damn it, Wolf King took my kill. Wolf King, damn you!
I hope he's listening to this, to be honest.
But for that tournament, the levels are very important because you have to have balanced maps for Mock Siege tournaments, and I think this is one of the great examples of a balanced, good 6 against 6 kind of Mock Siege. But what other map would you love to see as a tournament level in a way? I know you haven't done a lot of
something
them.
Haradric. I like everything that has to do something with Harad. So.
I was thinking about Port Sarim, which is a really good Mock Siege from Spirangely which could be a good tournament one, but it also gives the Gondorians a bit of an advantage from archers. So I'm not sure how that works.
I do not remember Umar ever winning that siege, honestly.
I did, but back then the poison kit was lethal. But now daggers are nerfed. I'm very salty. Oh, Ricky is bow spamming. Kill Ricky.
Alright, which side he's on my side? Sorry, can't do.
I took care of that. Bow spammers don't deserve to live.
And now you have two guys running after you. Ah, but Wolfgang is defending you, so no issues.
I was just, walking back, reading in my chat on Twitch, reading about some Game of Thrones quotes, and then I just got killed by the gates and people here. Ah, Liodir!
I think Wolfgang is my #1 reason of death.
Wolfgang is everyone's #1 reason of death.
Even if you're on his side.
Because he lures you in and then suddenly retreats and you don't expect it. So you're just left alone with all the enemies. So many fighting.
Well, to be honest, you come in with 4 people against Wolf. And
I can't believe how our kill stats are still exactly equal. Well, now there's a small difference, but it's really a very small difference after 100 kills to be still on 100 and... Well, let's say 2 differences.
I must say your personal kills are amazing, though.
Oh, don't talk about
29 death.
30 death by now.
Oh, yes. I can only see the Twitch, so...
I do really enjoy the unwinding of a Mock Siege. Especially after Empire War got shut down, I feel like this is a great alternative.
Right, Mavens made the mode himself, didn't he? Like the
yes,
mechanics.
he made them because we used to do Mock Sieges every now and then. But the admins had to set up the kits, put them in pouches, and teleport everyone over in their appropriate spawn, so they would have to ask, who wants to be evil? PM me now and you'll get a teleport, and would get 20
exactly.
bloody PMs at the same time, and people not
Thank you,
understanding
Lord
how that
Mavens,
works.
for adding Siege.
And then you had to give everybody a kit, and then you had to teleport them to their spawn in the game. It was so much stressful work that nobody really wanted to do them. And he was like, I can automate this. And now we have these things, and they're amazing and fun. And good for the TPS. Liberty, come here. I can see you're low health.
Honestly, fellowships would have been a pain if we didn't have this new siege system.
Yeah, you actually got me.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, that was all about I really had to say about Mock Sieges. I mean, we have had favorite maps, we've had tournaments. picks, unless Liodir or Aglarion had anyone they would specifically want on that team.
Not anyone that hasn't been named, I guess. If I could choose banned players, I know who I'd pick. But yeah, I don't know if you remember Obsidian Fox.
Oh yeah, I do remember Obsidian Fox.
Yeah, I know that guy was the only reason Umbar or the Estrasi kept going on with the siege for longer than half an hour. I know Liodir was the other one there, so I know Obsidian was like taking out 5 Gondorians by himself before going out.
I also
great.
I think I'm gonna pick Bob or Fred for my team. I don't know. I feel like he actually has tactics and uses them, and it's just a lot of fun to play with him because he's always screaming to the gate, or just stop running around like fools, and I like that. I like smack talking.
Or Ree.
Who? Yeah, Ree happens a lot. But he's a historian, so he knows his weapon tactics and politics.
Like screaming Ree. That's a very good politic.
Wait, I was messing with someone yesterday, planning things out. I'm trying to remember who I was messing around with. It was in the Forgotten Vale. It was a very small siege. I can't remember the name. You know who you are. We were playing in the Forgotten Vale. We were executing perfect tactics to corner evil, and I would love you on my team, but I can't remember your name because a lot is going on. No, Shadow Husk, nobody's gonna choose you. And
Shadow was a pretty decent PvPer, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know.
He wasn't that even banned, or was he? Was Shadow banned?
I
he's
don't
listening
know.
himself.
I guess we'll hear in 30 seconds or so.
Yeah. Jesus.
Now, one thing I want to talk about, and Aglarion, you're gonna have to lead this conversation, is there's been a conflict.
I'll retreat.
There has been a recent conflict, a stir in the peace of the server, and rustling and rumors from the east and south between the Haradrim and the Kaganat. Am I saying that correctly?
Keganasi,
Runost, I don't know.
Yeah, the Confederacy, I don't know.
The Easterlings. What's going on? What's happened? Why are people reeing so hard?
Well, if you want to know the whole story, which might be best for hate, it basically started a year ago with the Astrasi Empire inviting the Tauridine, or something
Yeah,
like that.
close enough.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. To the Empire. At that time, there was basically no Tauridine players except for one whose name was Gingilipo, I don't know how to pronounce his name. So I had been going on talking with the guy for quite a while. So at some point, I decided to invite him to the Empire, basically, along with the former Emperor Ankens, who ruled besides Shamir back then. And he accepted, because the point of the Empire has always been to make like a strong, unified Harad. And yes, it's not lore and all that bullshit, but like you can't have a strong Haradrim faction if you don't like make an alliance between them. It's the only way we could like actually play in the political game of the server.
Well,
so
that was what intrigued me, because the Tauridine are supposed to be like nemesis of the Moradine a bit, nemesis of Sauron, really.
Well, to be honest, that point is now not really valid anymore, I guess, due to your own video, I guess, where you said the Northern Tauridine and the Moradine.
That's why I rephrased it into, they are strictly against Sauron, which will be elaborated on when the Tauridine video comes out, and I'll explain that angle.
The mod still depicts them as against Hunter Moradine now.
Well, they consider the Moradine as lesser people, and they're a bit of the strong should rule over the weak type of culture, I think. So
yeah, all right. Yeah,
they're still not. They're not allies by any means. If anything, enemies.
So Steve is telling me to represent. So yeah, I'll do my representing. So yes, when the brother of BD Deuce, or how you even pronounce my name, forgive my pronunciations, returned, named Minecraft Forever,
Right.
and his second, Julian Roma. Basically, the Kaganati, because of like real life family ties, started complaining to the Empire that we were reaching our filthy claws over lands that didn't belong to us, and they were telling us that they would cut off our claws, basically. So we took it as a war threat. So yeah, which it basically was. They continued on it later on, and they kept saying, if you don't give the Taurodane back, then we will declare war. The problem was, though, the actual Taurodane back then wanted to be part of the Empire. So the Empire, of course, decided to defend the people that want to be part of them. But it all turned into a rather big conflict, with eventually the North and Southern Taurodane splitting into two different factions. The Southern being independent and the Northerners being Astrasi.
Yes, I did catch something of that.
I knew of that, but I didn't know that the Northern is still very active. I don't see much from them at all, unfortunately.
Oh, I see Fair saying something in the chat, and I'll do my comeback to that. Gingerlipo asked in the wiki page of the Taurodane if he could join the Taurodane. You can still see it there. He waited a month before taking any action, and he never had any response to his request on that fair. So basically, he was the only Taurodane, so he had all the right to proclaim himself king of the Taurodane. So yes, that point has been made. But of course, that's not really asking what you. That's not.
My question was not that. My question is, are they active still? Though I don't see very much.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I was responding to Fair. Sorry. About Northerners, they are active. Our Corthan is actually online right now. He's one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Mr. Manvaru, yeah, again, pronunciations. He's the leader officially, but he had some real life business that he had to attend to, and so there are two more others or something. So. But yeah, I don't really feel like I need to defend that player count because yeah, it's a fact that they are still alive.
So if I take this the correct way, and correct me please if I'm wrong, because I'm still trying to grasp what's going on, because it's been a bit of a confusing
Yeah, that's just the origins.
history.
This was all a year ago. Yeah.
But a player, when the old Taurodane kind of went inactive a bit, the one player claimed themselves the new king, and then the old ones came back and said, you can't do this, or something?
Yeah, it was pretty awkward because, like, the Gingerlipo, the guy who claimed rule, he actually asked for being member of the Taurodane, and he waited for months before actually acting on it. So yeah, and another thing that I know my dear Empress Shamir wants me to say, the Taurodane have actually always been Astrasi, even before they were added. Karsais knew they were going to be added, so he installed someone there to rule the jungles in the name of the Astrasi Empire. So originally it was Imperial, then Minecraft Forever and Julian Roma appeared for the first time, and then Shamir was Empress, so she gifted the jungles to Minecraft Forever and Julian Roma in the terms that they would remain allied and loyal to the Empire, which they eventually didn't, which is clear still to this day.
Well, to be honest, or to be at least fair, the Taurodane and Moradine by more are not friends, nor are they friends with Nir-Harad, which the Astrasi, pardon me again for saying this, seems to me to be mostly coming from Nir-Harad or the Moradine.
Yes, but again, my point is, basically the experience of the players here is more important than the lore behind it, because if we stay divided in multiple factions, we will never be able to become like a strong faction. You can see that was like the former Haradrim empires who actually got somewhere but got destroyed in one war because of Gondor or something, and currently no other faction has actually managed to even take a tiny bit of land from the empire by a war. So I approve this.
I do understand if the Southrons, the Moradine and the Half-Trolls work together, but I still have issues with the fact that the Taurodine are still so abundantly clear against Sauron, but yet still working with all the allies of Sauron. One of the
Yes,
strongest
but-
allies of Sauron.
Again, on the server, we are not that closely allied with Sauron.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially now, Sauron has sort of halfly proclaimed that he will aid the East instead of the South if a conflict will arise between us. So yes, our server relations with Sauron aren't the same as they were in lore.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So let's step away
Yeah.
from book lore and just assume server lore. Then it would make
Yes.
a lot of sense, especially because that faction is so far away. The entire Far Rod's continent is so far away that it makes sense you would all unite under one banner and kind of form a strong point against Rohan, Gondor, and the Rangers of the North, or the Dunedain.
Yes.
I can fight myself in that reasoning.
Yes, well, again, our point was never to like conquer all of Harad. We only invited members. No one was forced to join us. And when the Southern Tower they said they didn't want to be part of us, we gifted them the Southern Jungles. They didn't because we didn't want war with our own people, basically. What the hell was that? Knees. Well, yes, basically that. Well, I was not asked to tell you about Torredain, of course, although it is crucial to the history of both the East. But recently, Aiden, the staff member Aiden, has been creating a fun little cult who is set to destroy the Empire.
Timed out.
Timed out. I'll just continue. You want me to continue? Or?
Sean or Fear or Thrain maybe do in fact decrease the player limit again, because I increased the player cap for the podcast so that we could all safely get in without having to rush so much, but I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah. How should I do that? Should I stop the server?
Yeah, you have to stop the server, then go to server properties in the files and just edit max player back to 32, which is now currently on 40.
Okay.
In the meantime, please continue your story.
Can I put it to 36 for now?
Do whatever you want.
I'll try it.
Just tell me when to continue. And I'll-
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
Listen,
yeah.
going.
So Aiden has founded his cult, who basically has some amazingly philosophic sayings like the scorpion is able to sting the harpy, and basically the harpy is the symbol of the empire.
Yes.
But yes, as his amazing philosophical lines say, they want to destroy the empire. And honestly, the reasoning behind it is very unclear. So we dug into it, and there is some very solid information that the cult is actually just an Eastlink tool to dismantle the empire, because it's common knowledge among Southerners and Easterners and all that's in between that the freaking Kaganati wants to be better, and they can't be that with the empire existing, basically.
Well, that's the thing. I've heard only fragments from the other side, but they all at least claim, and I don't know how that is, and I'm gonna have to get a defender of them eventually on this show to kind of solve, or at least hear their end of the story. But they claim that was not, I think at least that's not the goal of that cult, that the cult served a different purpose. But I'm kind of out of my depth here. So
I don't know,
You have to
because
ask
I
Jason
got
himself.
multiple assassins trying to kill me before in the name of the Scorpion, and I'm pretty prominent Astrasi member, if I can say so, because of the Tarodane business is basically why they hate us, and I kind of started that business. But yeah, so I am 100% sure that their goal was to dismantle the empire, or at least dismantle the grey power in the south, just because they think it stops other factions from like warring and all other things. They think it's like something that blockades actual political events. Well, that's not even that logical, because the
okay, it should be live again. Sorry, my mind.
I don't
Wait.
see it, to be honest.
Ah, there we
Is
are.
it-
We are back. BRB mode is now gone on my screen at least.
Oh
Sorry,
yes, now we're back.
we crashed and I don't know what happened. But you didn't miss anything of the story, because as soon as I crashed, I stopped the story.
Yes.
Soul
Alright,
Keeper is
that-
getting
that
out
should
of
be
control.
fine.
Okay, there we go again. We're back. And now
Yes.
all I hope is that the server isn't full, and it isn't.
Oh.
Good.
And it's got 19 TPS.
Good, good,
17.
good. Guys, this was all part of the plan. I hope you guys got scared and get
Oh,
really...
honestly, Smile, if you want... oh, wait, never mind. But that might start talking about stuff we don't want. Alright. East. Yes. The reason, finally, a week ago, something... Steve, my English, the heir to the Astrasi Empire, has declared that the Empire would break all treaties and alliances we had formed with the East. Mainly because of the reason Joe refused to stop Aiden in his making of the cult to destroy the Empire. Since, for those who don't know, Aiden was/is the second in command or the co-ruler of the Easterlings. So a non-aggression pact should forbid you from attacking the other faction. Yeah, I'm not really going well in explaining this. But so Joe refused to say to Aiden that he should stop the cult. Can you understand that?
yeah, okay, I follow.
Yeah, alright. So you can find the entire chats on the Discord general chat. You can even see Goran defending us because he completely agrees on our point. So I might suggest to do that instead of listening to my bickering about that, because I wasn't in that conversation. But afterwards, basically, we have never been so close to war since the Umbo War a year or two ago. So yeah.
Now, the thing is, I personally am a bit of a warmongerer. I love when war is going on because it brings so much change to the server. One thing I don't like, however, is of course the personal aggression that comes with it, people starting to take things too personal. But what are the Moradine gonna do if... what are the Moradine doing or standing... What's their standing point in this discussion? And what are they gonna do if war actually breaks out?
No, can I interrupt you for a quick second?
Yes, yeah.
I just need. I gotta get going for now. I might be on later. But
Alright, Noah.
good luck with this discussion and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Thank you anyway for participating. And I'm gonna
Talk to y'all
need a
later.
different admin to launch the mock sieges because I can't launch
I
them.
can come on later.
This one ends in 7 minutes.
I'll be back probably.
Okay.
Alright.
Well,
Bye.
see you soon.
See you soon. Alright. Yeah, what the Moradin were going to do, you asked. Well, we have always been stacked up in armor and weapons, so we're ready for anything. And honestly, right now, a lot of us are on holiday, so yeah, but we are the second biggest faction in the Empire, with around 12 active people. And I don't really mean active on the server right now because of holidays and vacations, but because on Messenger and stuff, you know, we're completely in contact. My second Stella, or yeah, I will even pronounce that in English. She has been doing a great job in running the Moradin. So I believe I can say the Moradin have never been doing better than they are doing right now. And if war is to come, we are ready. So I can say that counts for the entirety of the Empire. Although we like to avoid war with the East, if they make it come to it, we will be prepared.
Okay, what if, let's say, you come to a table and discuss the way to prevent a war? What are the demands of your side, and do they have demands as far as you know?
I only know that some of them really want to dismantle the Empire, but on our demands, of course, a simple and only one of ours would probably be the disbanding of the Scorpion cult that is set on destroying the Empire. So yes,
right, yeah.
it's very simple and it makes a lot of sense, but we want nothing more. We are happy where we were, and now we want back to what we were.
Okay, it seems like a story of a bit of misunderstanding and a bit of indeed trying to get something to stir up. But Liberty, you are of a high position with the High Elves. What's your point of view on this? Because I've personally not really been messing with it, but I can imagine the Elves definitely have their opinion on the matter.
Basically
Oh,
no.
what
I don't
happened?
think so. Oh, save restart.
Oh, it's
Save
oh yeah,
restart.
it is. It is.
It's time.
Restart.
And because I de-upped myself, I got kicked.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
but if war breaks out, are you gonna intervene?
If allies ask for help, yes.
But which side is your ally, the Empire or the Kaganat?
That I actually don't know. I cannot answer that without actually
Yeah,
consulting with the king
I'm pretty
or-
sure we don't have close backs with you. Neither does.
No, and if we don't, it will be just like a player base, I guess.
Who is that with the music?
Someone music.
Sean, what the hell are you doing?
Sean, please, come on, man.
What the heck was that? But yes, I'd like to say to the High Elves, if you have no reason to interfere, please don't, because this is a south and east conflict, not west. And we'd like to keep our relations that are pretty good with the High Elves, like as they are now. I think we have a mutual agreement that we can like stay at peace.
Now the thing is, which comes to mind for me, is that Dorwinion, of course, is right next to the Easterlings, and I don't know their relationship. But if a war starts between the Easterlings and the Haradrim, will Dorwinion take part? And if so, does that mean the rest of the Malon Council will have to take part as well? And I presume fight the Easterlings, because Dorwinion and Easterlings are enemies.
Well, we're not really enemies, but I mean, we're kind of neutral.
Yeah,
Thing
okay.
is, I don't think we'll intervene in this war because we have nothing to do with it at the moment. It is two factions of evil. One is right next to us, but that's just biome. I mean, in server relation, that doesn't. It only means something in war. Distance between borders. And Harad, I don't think any of us really hate Harad.
I'm pretty sure the Tauradine have pretty close relations with the Dominion, the Northern Tauradine, that is.
But wouldn't it be a good way to eliminate technically a threat or enemy straight away? If they go to war and you just side with that team, you would have a pretty easy shot at, I believe, taking down your faction related enemy. Not trying to start war or trying to, get you against them, but that's my reasoning of like, well, that's an easy way to dispose of a threat that otherwise we might have to deal with.
See, the thing is, if we were to side with Harad in this war, we still try to maintain our best relationships with Gondor, seeing as we are part of the Malon Council. So we are allies of the High Elves, and the High Elves have always been a great ally of Gondor, at least a year ago. I don't really know the situation right now. But if we start with Harad now, then maybe Gondor will be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Okay, sure, both of the sides are their enemy. That is...
Yeah, okay. It's a tricky situation really, because nobody really knows what's gonna happen.
Honestly, with any faction declaring war, except for the Empire and the Kaganaz, I think you automatically trigger world war. But as I said before, the Empire and the Kaganaz both aren't really like treaty spammers, so we don't have alliances with every single faction in Middle Earth.
Oh, I
So
know
if
that
we actually
Joe
die,
is
yeah.
strongly against France politics. He just
Yes.
remains
And
neutral.
so is the Empire, but I know that. Sorry, East, but you can't take us out alone, so you'll need some.
I consider that a taunt, really.
Well, it's true. I don't want to start a war with them, but if they're actually saying that they could beat us in the fair 1v1, I'd really want to see how they think they can do that. Seeing they only have one actual faction now, we have a lot of them that actually get players. So it's not only like my pride saying it; it's also logic.
Statistics.
And statistics. How many Eastlings do you see? How many Imperials do you see?
I'm curious how that's gonna go, because there is a lot of tension between those parties lately, and we haven't had that tension lately as much. But maybe, who knows? Maybe one of the two empires is gonna fall in the near future.
Who
I
knows?
know.
Last year we came very close to seas because of the East giving up, but who knows what might turn out this time.
And do you fear that if you start a war that Gondor will try to take Umbar completely over again?
I do expect Gondor to intervene because of Umbar, but I'd like that would not happen, because honestly saying, Gondor has been doing better last time, and they could be a threat if they ally with the East. But if there's going to be like a third party fight, which would make more sense with like the Gondor going as an independent party, it'd be pure chaos, but it would be fun, I guess.
It would indeed be fun. That's for sure, but I'm curious.
But also Gondor is on this current moment ignoring all Imperial claim on Umbar. So, but if they do decide to go to war over Umbar with the Empire, they automatically recognize our claims. So if they lose, we automatically gain the strongest claim on Umbar, and they lose theirs.
Right, yeah, okay.
They take a big risk by doing so. They could probably stay with their ignorance right now and have a better chance on keeping their claim.
Well, I think that's all we really had to cover on that. I don't really see anyone at fault. I more see it as either misunderstanding or just normal player business. Not to condescend to anyone, but this happened. Cults rise and fall a lot. Some are successful, some are not. And who knows what this one is gonna be, and what actually is the plan of the Easterlings. I guess we'll find out soon. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which is personally, I think, well, it affects us all, clearly. Beta 33 has been out now for, what, a month? Maybe a bit longer? I haven't really been keeping touch on how long it has been out. But what are your favorite features of Beta 33? Let's start with Liodir. I haven't heard him in a while.
My favorite feature of Beta 33. Well, first of all, I'm about to start building a Dorwinian city, so I'm gonna need a lot of resources. So I love the equipment modifiers, especially the mining speed ones, because it used to take hours and hours, and even with the lag that this server can't usually get, a masterful pickaxe just makes it more bearable.
I've been using a stone masterful dwarf pickaxe, and that just works fine. And I can't imagine what it would do on a Mithra one. It's just insane, especially that ×8 multiplier that got nerfed later on was a bit too strong.
That was a laser.
Yeah.
That was literally a laser drill. I loved it.
It was better than the creative speed.
It's true.
And okay, so modifiers. But if you're building, how do you like the glass? Have you got any plans for that?
Yeah, I do like the glass. I'm starting to alter some of my designs to actually use the fine glass, because my Dorwinian style is, well, more Roman, and quite frankly, the fine glass just looks so much nicer.
Yeah, it really
so
does.
much more medieval. Well, it looks fancier.
That's definitely true. Liberty, how about you? What do you like most about these?
Oh, the modifiers, definitely.
Yeah, the modifiers.
Well, and the headhunter, actually.
Oh yeah, the bounty quests. Those are a
The
lot of
bounty
fun.
quest. It's really a lot of fun.
We'll touch a bit more specific on those later. And Aglarion, what's your favorite?
Would be pretty unpopular thing. The Black Numenorian and our title. Just because I've been an Umbarian and Black Numenorian for ages. in RP wise. So yeah, I was very happy when that got added. No grey marina title anymore.
Nice, yeah, okay, but that's good. People enjoying the little changes, yet important things. And I actually, one of my favorite things in Beta 33 that is barely even touched or talked about is the corals. I haven't used them either, but I just love their existence. Corals with their flowers and reefs, those look so beautiful, yet everybody's been hunting gems, especially the dwarves. But nobody's been paying attention to corals as far as I know.
Oh, well, there
That's
is,
fun.
because one of my faction members, Cow,
Yeah.
has like half a stack or maybe even a complete stack of coral block. So he has been going after it.
That's good to hear, because those decoration blocks, especially for like gardeners, sort of people who like to pay attention to their flowers and decorations. Fear, let's do something a little lighter. Portarim. Next. But yeah, especially gardeners and people who like to decorate with flowers and stuff can really enjoy the corals, because if you place them and you place a butterfly jar on top of them, the plant actually is in the jar because the plant is connected to the coral block itself. It isn't a different entity above it. So you can really do some nice stuff with that.
Oh, on my side.
Okay, the siege is about to end. 1 second. There we go. Oh, here we go. We're back at spawn. We won. I did not get MVP. I'm not very surprised because Wolf King was on my team.
Oh,
Um,
you got a lot of kills.
what the hell is Wolf King? Is
A
he
legend.
human? Are you sure he's human? I'm not.
No, I don't know how he does it, but I'm pretty sure every admin at one point was like, is he hacking? Is he cheating? I can't tell. And yeah, those suspicions are still there, but we can't really pinpoint anything, and we're just like, nah, he's just really good. Wait, where's Umbar's spawn? I don't see any Umbar. Ah, there we go.
Alright, just for the sake of my respect for Kvasir, I need to say this, Boyd. Gondor can't claim Umbar. The significant build is owned by the Umbari.
I'm sure they disagree.
They probably do, but Kvasir wanted me to say it, so I said it. I'm done now.
Okay, well, there you go. You just provoked a war with Gondor.
Nah,
Well, no. Tarek knows the
No,
points.
bro.
Tarek knows they have one.
It's
build
live,
and we
it's
have around
recorded,
6, so-
everybody heard it.
Yeah. Oh well.
They're looking for war with Umbar.
It's not my words.
I wanted to join the Condor team, but I can't. I feel like a traitor.
You're poor Sarin right now.
I'm gonna
Service
die in a second. Yep. Okay.
Just tell me when someone disconnects and I'll try to join.
Now, from Beta 33, is there anything you guys don't like? Maybe a change you would have rather not seen happen, or something that worked against you in a quite unfavorable way? Like, for me, it cost me a lot of money and materials to get the weapons I want.
Oh yeah, and as I said before, 20 myth it costs me for the freaking sword. So. Yeah.
My coins have been sitting there for like almost 3 years, so they finally get used.
That's true.
Well-
It did get rid of the inflation of coins and just people stacking up wealth. People were actually spending everything they could. Let's see, I'm gonna throw that right there. That stupid board of the salty spittoon. A spittoon. Okay. Now, throw that. And Liberty, is there anything you dislike about Beta 33?
Not yet.
Nothing,
Not that-
really? Not that you're currently always hunted in your own house?
Well, yeah, that's a downside to it, but it's still fun. I am being hunted a lot.
Yeah, I believe half the server is always going after you, whether they have a bounty or not.
No, but to be honest, Liberty, you're like comparable to Shamir. If someone kills you, they'll have 20 people after them.
Yes, that's true.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine
Well,
Shamir being targeted by anyone.
You were actually like a topic in the Astrasi chat yesterday, I think, about like if someone kills you, basically all Astrasi players would come kill the assassin.
I can only
Yeah,
hope an Astrasi would actually kill Liberty.
Oh no, I don't want that. We like the Eye Elves, so we like to keep our peaceful relations, I guess.
I'm always swimming in this map.
But yeah, the headhunter actually helps out the players to give them a reason to hunt you.
Yeah, that thing, the thing about bounties is, I remember very vividly, and I'm sure Liberty as well, the conversation Oculus-Skull, Libertymom, Mavens and I had in this Discord chat about, well, how can we make PvP more interesting again? Because everybody was kind of arguing for no reason, yet nobody was PvPing.
Yes.
And we were like, how can we stir this balance of peace and just boredom up? And then we came up with like mini quests that would actually require players to hunt other players, and it just escalated into the bounties of how cool it would be. So we decided to implement it, and it worked out perfectly. It could not have gone better. It was exactly what we hoped to achieve, and people are always hunting each other, and even allies turn their back to each other.
Yes, because, well, with the banes that you get, that's actually also one of my favorite, the extra bane you get on your weapon.
The headhunted effect that you get the heads, or
No,
is there an actual player bane?
No, I mean the troll bane, and because you actually have, I have the elf bane, so I had to kill wood elves for that. And now actually wood elves are hunting me.
Which is very
Yes.
awkward, to say the least.
Yes, yeah, but it's fun amongst each other because yeah, you're friends and still you're hunting each other because you killed their NPCs.
Yeah, it feels like the effects of a player in a biome are weighing a lot more now. They used to be, okay, so you killed units, not cool, but now it will actually have an effect on your server time, whether who you attack or who you leave a lot behind. No survivors is basically what you need to do, so nobody knows you're hunting.
Yeah. But it's also fun to do in the, because yeah, the alignment on the server basically, some high elves have alignment with evil factions, but some don't. So we actually hunt each other. Also.
No, I have a kill streak of 4 and a positive KD. Leave me alone. Ah! Help. John dead, save me. Go. Okay. Sorry for that. I panicked a bit and forgot we were still talking live. It's so easy to forget that people are watching you.
Yeah, I was completely distracted to Discord chat. I also forgot.
It is so difficult to really play and keep things going, and yeah, it keeps amazing me. I should just pre-record stuff and show that. Nobody will know the difference.
Can actually cut out the cringy moments.
Yeah, just, oh, I don't know what happened there. I had a lag spike and suddenly I'm back at spawn. But, yeah, no, the bounties, they are awesome. Have you been targeted yet, Liodir?
No, because I mean, I killed a lot in Angmar, but no one seemed to notice, so...
Now
I
you're
usually
gonna get a lot of players on top of you.
Yeah, but that was like 2 days ago already. I got
Oh.
the banes that I can get from that biome, so...
Well, I know Johnny Moomoo actually, I was killing Angmar as well because I thought, well, Angmar's a dead faction, nobody's gonna hunt me if I kill them. But it turned out Johnny Mumamoo actually had a bounty on me, so we met up as a fair duel and kind of just fought it out, and it got pretty close. We fought at Weathertop because that was a nice little arena, and he won, unfortunately, so I lost 100 alignment with Rohan. And the penalties are good to prevent farming as well. Ah! Wolfgang, die! There we go. Now, about the bounties. One more thing I wanted to discuss, and that's more like a player feeling. I want to get the community response. How do you feel about the bounties actually changing up the balance in the server between players and just how you go about your day?
Finally, PvP has returned to the world of TF. That's my opinion. No one dared to kill another person just because of like faction policies.
Yes.
Just as the dwarves now. Like I'm pretty sure the dwarf said if you kill someone because you have a bounty on the dwarves, it will be considered an act of war or something. So they take it way too serious. I'm pretty sure I have some faction members who let them be killed just if they got their stuff returned.
Ow, I'm getting punched around.
Almost.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had that reaction of finally we get to kill again without it being, you know, a #1 crime and you would immediately be evicted of factions and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
People were getting a bit too, I don't know, democratic on the server. Like, we do this way, and if you don't, you're screwed. And a lot of, you know, former assassin cults or bands or headhunters and mercenaries now actually have a job to do and targets to go by. Just get as many people as you can. People are no longer safe, and I like that about it. Ah! Red Ness, come here! Oh god, I'm being attacked from all flanks.
Are you trying to say that Gladden Fields actually has a job now?
No, Gladden Fields will never have a purpose except for being that common enemy, just like the NSR.
Can I suggest we make a custom faction there with actual NPCs called the Yellow Iris?
No,
It's a very original idea.
I will never acknowledge their existence ever again. They are dead, they have gone, that's over. The Yellow Iris is no more.
Yeah, he hasn't returned this summer, which is good.
Bounties, Heracles, are like, if a player kills 20 mobs of a certain faction, other players who are positive aligned with those factions get to, or have a chance to get the quest to kill that player. So they basically get a bounty to kill the one who has been killing those mobs. And if they complete it, they get a high reward. It's insane. I've heard somebody get 2,000 coins. And an alignment reward, a pretty big one. But the one who is skilled loses alignment. So you can't farm it. You lose alignment with the highest faction that the bounty givers are enemies with. So I got an Angmar bounty, and they're enemies with Rohan, and because Rohan was my highest alignment, I got a nerf on my Rohan alignment, because it was a disgrace display that I got killed. If, however, a bounty hunter gets killed by the hunted, they get a alignment reward, and the bounty hunter loses alignment with the ones they had the bounty for. I hope that's not too confusing, because it's really difficult to phrase things right. But people now have a reason to hunt each other and get rewards for it from factions. A lot of coin and a lot of alignment. And I don't know, it's fun. People are really paying attention to where everyone is. Oh yeah, that too. NPCs will give like hints, like he has been last seen in the Misty Mountains, or he has last traveled to Amunsul. I don't know. Stuff like that happens. So you have a bit of a hunting quest It's really cool. Who am I fighting here? Everyone, that's the answer. Oh dear, the rain. I'm actually not doing bad this siege. I have a positive KD again. Yeah, it would be a good bait to way to bait people into Gladden. Another thing that's really fun is that people are betraying in the worst sense possible. I had one player ask for entry to Erebor to kill another player there. I've had one player, let's see, there was one insane betrayal and I don't remember what that was. Probably something with the elves. The elves are always playing a bit sneaky. Did you get killed by any allies, Liberty?
Yes, by the wood elves. By our wood elf. The same one that actually wanted into Erebor.
Oh yeah, right. That guy has been hunting everyone.
Yes. There are only, I think, 2 people with the Headhunter achievement.
Really?
What do you need for the achievement, honestly?
Wolf King and Olgerd.
5 successful PV or bounty quests.
Oh
I
wow!
believe.
I've not even tried to get one.
I had 2, but one of the quest givers died and the other one hasn't been online for 3 days, so I can't really hunt. I need to.
Yeah.
I want to hunt Dexterosity Light because he said he killed Rohirrim for me, and that means I get to hunt a friend of mine, and he'll never see me coming. But yeah, they stirred up everything, and I hope they will never get boring.
I hope so too. I'm just like, I passed my days of PvPing, so I'm not even really trying to get back into it.
I have been creating special PvP kits because I now expect assassins at my door every day. And I've actually had assassins at my door, but they would just walk away as soon as I approached them because, well, admins are intimidating.
I had 2 people, but those weren't actually because of like bounties. They were just because of like Aiden's funny calls. But they both ran away too. So yeah.
Shit,
Good
I
times.
managed to shoot you off in the middle of the jump, but the other guy made it.
Yeah, I'm almost dead.
Haha, sniped.
For
And
fuck's sake.
now the Faharad renames, and I guess you're one of the leading voices in this again, Aglarion, because it affects you. Have you seen the post about it?
Yeah, I actually made a pretty long response to it, but I have a different Facebook name. I kind of told that Swarthings or Swarthings, however you pronounce it, sounded like a Paralympic made-up sport. So yeah, I was not going for that. But a better point made by my second sterner was a pretty long one about we Moradane, like the name Moradane, blah blah blah. Get it for you in a second. That might be better. Comes down to please don't call it Swarthings. If you do have to name it, call it Morwythe or the Rauhoth or whatever it was.
Rauhoth. Rauhoth, I believe, means lion people or something.
Yes, it's Lion Horde, yeah.
But we didn't.
That was actually.
The reason Mavins didn't really like it is because that's not. Well, it's very generic and it doesn't really work for an entire people because that's too specific of a cult, really. Not every Moradine would hunt them. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the point that I completely agree with in the background here. If you return.
I'm back.
Alright, yes. I'm just going to read it because this is like completely my thoughts. So Stella Moradane, that's her Facebook name, she comments, okay, so my name should give away how I got using the name Moradane, because her last name is Moradane, you can't see it right now. But so obviously I'm not really a fan of changing the name, but if you really have to change the name, then please reconsider the name Swartings. While it might sound all cool to other people, I doubt there are people that want to be identified as a member of something sounding as silly as Swartings. when they can be a part of something that actually sounds cool. Out of all factions, the Moradin are one of those that struggle the most getting new members on surface since they live in Farharad, and that's when they still got a normal name. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe Swirtings was actually used in one of the older wordings of Tolkien, which was just Southerners, really.
Yeah, Swirtings was for every, like, person that has a not completely white skin color, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's made for people with tans. So yeah, all Haradrim wear the name. So yeah, and in order to stick to like comparable name, Morwave was actually the best option in our eyes. Also, I'll need to redo a shit ton of signs that already say Moradin, so I don't like this at all. Well, I guess it makes sense.
You're gonna have to do this anyway, because Edain are for the Númenórean people.
Yeah, makes sense.
But, yeah, the Morwife basically means black people, so
yeah,
if that's a better
as long as
name,
you don't get the social justice warriors, yeah, that name will do pretty fine in my opinion.
the way I see it, we're gonna get complaints anyway, but that's a given. Whenever you change something people have gotten used to.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my opinion about it. Like, I don't really care if the Taradyne gets a rename because what was it again that Mavins decided on?
Tarathrim.
Tarathrim. Yeah, that sounds cool and all, but like, if you say Tarathrim versus Swirtings, it's not really that intense, you know. Yeah, so we'd prefer to stick with like a comparable name. Yeah, Morwave is comparable, and it keeps our versus feel in the game.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, please, Lord Mavins, we beg you, we pray every night, don't change our name into Swirtings.
I doubt Swirtings is gonna be it, especially after the community response. We were doubtful about it as well, which is why we asked you all. And somebody's breathing very loudly into his mic.
That might be me. My mic's getting closer to my mouth. Yeah, should have fixed it.
Storm. It's not really fixed. I can't see who it is. But,
then it isn't me.
But by the community response, I expect it's gonna be Morwithe. And I don't know, maybe we'll come up with something else that is just mind-blowingly good. But until then, I do enjoy the renames, especially now that I know what Moradin and Taradyne actually stand for. It's not really the most fitting name for them anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Morwave could be. Yeah, I can plus one that. That sounds good enough.
That's not good enough.
That is good enough. Yeah, alright. I guess the topic of Beta 34 is off the topic.
The what?
Beta 34, the next update.
If you want to talk about Beta 34, I'd be more than happy to oblige.
Yeah, so we got enough tips that like it will be a damn huge Harad update.
It's gonna have some focus on Harad, yes.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, this is just like a personal, no, not a personal request, a request from the community, not voice a lot. We love Black Númenóreans. Please pay attention to Black Númenóreans.
Basically, you want Umbar.
Yes, but including Black Númenóreans just because they're so important. Like, hell, look at Mavin's description of the Umbar waypoint. What is it again? Something like the city of... Let me fetch it right now. The proud city of the Black Númenóreans and the Corsairs, nearest of the realms of Harad. So yeah, it only makes sense if they actually do get added. But I guess it's all like...
Aren't they basically extinct? Didn't you say earlier that they're very rare or almost extinct?
Yeah, they're very rare in Umbar. It's not confirmed. Like, there is enough talk of it in the Silmarillion that there are Black Númenórean kingdoms in the far south. Especially, you know, the western bit of the Harad Mountains. like west of it. Yeah, I'm not saying add a complete new faction or something, but it is actually confirmed in the Silmarillion that there is a huge Black Numenorian kingdom there that also didn't respond to Sauron's calls. So they didn't actually go to war with the Last Alliance, which wiped out most Black Numenorian population in Umbar, basically. So yeah, there are still Black Numenorians in Umbar, but they're very rare. So if they would be there as NPCs, have a spawn rate that you can actually get an achievement if you spot one, like snow trolls, if you know what I mean.
Now here's my idea, because making a Black Numenorian faction specific for something that's almost dead doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, no,
But
it's ruled by Black Numenorians. That's what I mean.
What if they were Umbar elite units?
Yeah, that would be amazing. I know the other Umbarians would agree on that too. Like heavy armor guys. I don't know if you've seen them in games like Third Age, Total War, or something like that, but they look amazing. So I the first reason I want them was just because of their amazing looks. They're straight up descendants from Numenor. How better can you get it?
Now, since we're talking about Fire Rod's updates and things and contributions, Liberty, Liodir, is there something you want to see in Fire Rod? Or something you want to see changed you don't like right now?
Less scorpions.
Yes.
I can plus one. Less crocodiles too.
Yeah, the Moradine build that have landmines. They call them crocodiles.
Yeah. They're a secret weapon. The only problem is that they turn against us very irregularly.
I found that out the wrong way. Sword at one end, crocodile at the other. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure most assassins that come to the Moradane get killed by the crocodiles, not by ourselves.
I got killed by the crocodiles.
Oh,
there you have some Umbar support in the comments, in the chat.
I just ran through it to get the achievements, and I still haven't been to the jungle.
Oh, don't mind, to be honest. You'll get killed by scorpions the second you walk.
No.
just stay to the trees. That's what the Tauradine do, or I should have said Tower of Thrain now. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Tower of Thrain.
I'm gonna switch as soon as the update hits, so that's gonna be real confusing for everyone. Just like Southruns, everybody still calls them Haradrim. That's also too generic. Either say near Haradrim or Southrun.
Oh, basically everyone that lives in Harad is Haradrim. Just
Yeah. I explained that a bit in the Moradine video about how they are all from Haradrim tribes. But
Harad means south, so yeah, it's like everyone that a man that lives in the south is a Harad, which means south rim man, basically.
Did you like the Moradine video?
I loved it, honestly.
Did you get more players from it after?
Well, I don't know if it was a direct involvement, but we went from 7 to 14 or 12, I guess.
Oh.
So it might have done something, but I don't know if it was indirectly or directly. So yeah.
I know a lot of people started loving the half-trolls more after the lore video was released.
Yeah, half-trolls got revived for a month and then they died again.
Yeah, but I still have a special place for them in my heart.
Yeah, they're good. The only thing they need is proper leader who can revive factions like that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, the players who are in the half-trolls aren't that bad, but I don't know.
No, the leader is amazing, but
it's also very hard.
The only problem is that I think it's a she, I'm pretty sure it's a she doesn't have a lot of time on her hands, so I'm just going to do /Sheen right now. Moon planet was last seen 1 week, 3 days, and 22 hours. So yeah, that basically sums up half-troll activity.
Honestly, it's also very difficult to make a good build with half-trolls who work with basically their own poop as buildings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she used Moradane brick in her build and just used the story that the half-trolls took over a Moradane city. So that was kind of good save, I guess.
Yeah. Liberty, Liodir, you have anything to say?
No.
because I
Not
believe
really.
we're about rounding up on the topics we have to discuss for now. Well, one more thing. Modifiers. Which weapon is now your favorite, and which modifiers do you like on them the most? Because with the speed of the pikes nerfed, I know a lot of people stepped away from pikes.
Yeah, I stepped away from pikes. I now use a mithril sword with infernal and legendary. Calls it roof day. Means wildfire. So I'm pretty decently okay with it.
I
Okay.
love my bow again with the flame on it, and of course the long spear, and it has the well the legendary.
Who
I
is
guess is
who's using a pestle and mortar?
What? No.
I don't know. It was a weird noise. But
Uh,
yeah, that something, I don't know. Anyway, my favorite is actually a spear now with reach on it, which gives it this almost the same reach as a pike,
pike.
but it's quicker and you can do damage on it. Buff the damage on it, and you can use that as a swift pike with almost as much damage. I haven't gotten Flame of Voodoo or the Frost of Daedalus, was it?
Yeah, you need
Yes.
faction members to get those for you. Makes the best. I've not been in a Timno in months, but I do got a shit ton of flame. If you want one, I'm sure to give it to you.
The thing I like about the Flame of Daedalus, I don't know. It reminds me of a very old player, and I'm gonna stop the stream after this story. This is the rounding up story. But it was a very old player back when I was still building Edoras. He was named Daedalus 10 or something, and he would just follow me around the entire time, not saying a word, not a single word, just following me, giving me random loot like conkers or wooden planks, just all the random shit you could find in his inventory. And he would just follow me, and I walk away, and I come back again, and I walk away. So eventually, MG, who was still a very active admin at the time, locked him up in a bedrock box and forced him to talk. He didn't say a word. We put a sign in front of him, maybe he didn't read chat, saying talk. He didn't say a word. He never said a word, which was getting very eerie. And eventually we had to ban him for hacking because he teleported around. He ran behind a tree and suddenly was gone, so that was... MG got alerted off by that. And now that I finally, after all that time, we have had a bunch of memes of the Atlas 10 joining the server again, and then I basically just freak out and everybody would laugh. But now that item is almost identical to the name of that player. So I'm like, he's back. Forever. To haunt me and send the chill down to my bones, and I just love that. And I don't know, it just... That guy still baffles me to this day. What he was, who he was, I shall never know.
Deep stories,
Yeah.
tragedies.
It was
You should write them down.
It was basically a ghost that was haunting me, and I don't know, it was really freaking unsettling.
Boyd had a stalker before he was YouTube famous. That's not right.
I'm not
To
YouTube
be
famous.
honest, boy, sorry, but I forgot one thing about the enchants. Very short. Poison bows with flame of Voodoo and some things are too OP. Like
Oh, right,
Summer
the
tried
poisoned
to
arrows.
assassinate. Yeah, it was Summer tried to assassinate me 2 days ago, or afterwards he claimed he wasn't. But he got me with one arrow back to 1 heart with that bow. I had scout armor, so it wasn't wearing the best armor, but like 1 heart.
That's a very good idea. You're bringing me two ideas, man. I'm gonna make a assassination bow.
Yeah, just 2 shot everyone.
Yeah, just, sneak up, stay far behind somewhere in a high tree, and then poop, and then just walk away. Don't even kill them. Just bring them to near death and then walk away. Watch them fear for their life for a couple of minutes. But I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. So I want to thank you all for joining me on this podcast.
Same to you.
The TOScast number 8. I hope you guys had a great time. I had a great time having you all on here. And thank you for your insight and keeping me company as I'm so lonely. And any words for the watchers?
Yeah, I guess. Dutch female soccer team just won over Brits, so yeah, that's my last words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dutch master race.
Yeah, exactly. Take
No.
that, Brits.
Okay, and Aglarion?
Yeah, I don't really have much to say. Well, I'm intrigued to say how the East conflict will pass on.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's war.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, by the way. I might have said a lot, but yeah, they were topics concerning my faction, so
Yeah, that's why.
sorry about that.
That's why we really wanted you on. And
Yeah.
Liberty, any last famous words?
Don't call me princess.
And with that, I bid you all a very good night.
Same to you.
Good night.
I don't know what the button was to stop the live stream. That's